So your budget line has to be made very carefully. That's why I'm saying the budget has to be very well thought through. Otherwise, you will be perpetually broke at the end of the month. And that's the reason why people always are, I'm broke, I don't know where my money goes. But you have funded your own employment. Your employer is happy because you've produced value. You've produced more value. They are earning from it, but you don't understand how much value you have created. In investing in yourself, you develop your capacity to do more, and you become more valuable as an employee, and therefore you're able to earn more. But if you don't invest in yourself, you will remain at that same position. Set yourself up for promotion. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait and say, oh wait, they keep passing me over. No. Be frontline on this. Set your own goals.
Are there wealth creation principles that you can share with us today?
Yeah. Most of us, when you're thinking about employment and so on, we focus on the money as it's a big issue. And I'm not saying it's a bad issue. I'm only saying if that's the focus, then please make use of it. But if you're really going to succeed in employment, then I think we need to think broader than this. And from this, I will quote from Ellen Sirleaf Johnson, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the first woman president of Liberia, that, and it's a paraphrase, the best life you can live is a life of service. That's a blessed life. Okay? It's a life of service. Life in service to others, life in service to others. So you must have a purpose in life. Let's do the Mandela thing and say, look, if you don't have a purpose that you're willing to die for, you're gonna your life, the first thing, you've got to have a purpose for who you are. And sometimes we think about, those are big people like presidents and so on. But what I'm saying is that you and I also have a purpose and a calling in a specific area that God has put us in, right? So, God forbid, but if you should wake up dead on the other side of heaven, what will you be reporting? Have a good report, have a sense of like, I was a great teacher, or I went to save people from hunger, or I created beautiful cars, or I used to do my accounts were the best in the region. Have something to report. All right. So have a purpose in life, because your employment gains meaning in the purpose. So employing the first woman president of Liberia was in the context that job now became meaningful because it was part of a higher calling. Okay, so what is your calling? What is your goal? What do you want to leave this world better with? You've got to leave this world a better place. So if you have that, you can see that in a person of purpose when they're going to work. They'll be diligent, they'll be really focused. The second thing you need to look at is determine where you want to settle in terms of a career, because it's probably a life purpose. And then you have a career, you want to be a teacher, you want to be an accountant, and you feel you're gifted in the area of dancing, of cooking, of being a chef, of being a manager. Then it's nice to define those, because then that helps to define your career, but it also helps to define your contribution in terms of employment. So you're working with a purpose, and two, you have a career. Now, you notice I haven't talked about money yet, okay? Or I haven't talked about your employer. So I'm just saying, are you organized in yourself? So you need to have a purpose for living. And second, you also need to have a career, a selected choice, an area of emphasis, a specialist area. Number three, and this is where employment becomes be intentional about creating wealth. The column you were telling me about how people complain, they don't have any intentions. They don't have any goals. I earn money to eat it, right? So what is your, I want employees to be very intentional. What am I going to do with my earnings this month? What am I going to do with my earnings next month? How much wealth am I going to create? I'll give you an illustration of building a house, for example. If you're building a house, and I love these examples of houses because it's so rich in terms of illustration. You can build a house. You need sand, you need stones, you need the cement, you need the foreman, you need all sorts of, and it's broken down into pieces. Okay, you need the land, and so on. So the first thing is, with my first year of employment, I'm going to save enough money to buy the land. So you buy the land. With my second year of employment, I'm going to buy the sand and put the stones on the piece of land, because those don't rot. I can use them, right? And then with the third year, I'm going to make sure that I can do the foundation, save enough money to pay the engineer to do the foundation or to buy the plan, and so on. So break down your, be intentional about what you create, the wealth you want to create for yourself. Treat your income as capital. Okay, so let's get rid of this myth that you're not an entrepreneur. You are. You're in a job. You've got to make a profit. You've got to create wealth. So that's just the way it is. Okay, so that's number three. Number four, set work goals. Set work goals. Your employer, I've done a lot of performance management training, and employers are very keen that they will only pay you so much if you have done so much. Okay, so if they have a plan for you. Now you've got to plan for yourself. If you joined and you only had a CPA qualification 1 in employment, plan for how you're going to get your qualification 2, CPA 2, CPA 3, and become a qualified accountant or become a qualified engineer. Because in investing in yourself, you develop your capacity to do more, and you become more valuable as an employee, and therefore you're able to earn more. But if you don't invest in yourself, you will remain at that same position. Okay, so then set work goals. Like yesterday, my sales manager said I do regions A and B, but I'm going to do A, B, C, and D to develop myself. For me, this is for me, not for my employer. And of course, your employer will be so excited. You did A, B, C, and D. Okay. You set yourself up for promotion. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait and say, oh, wait, they keep passing me over. No. Be frontline on this. Set your own goals. You're told a target of 200 units, you sell 250. If they say these accounts need to be done by the end of the month, you do them by the 20th. If they say we're building this house, say no, there's a better design. Invest in your own development. So you be proactive, set your own work goals, and you're able to do that. 4, set work goals. Set goals. If you're told to do a marketing pitch, say for in 2 regions or 3 regions, set a goal for yourself in 4 regions. All right. If you are asked to do a production of a set and do a design in a week, do it in 3 days and make sure it's the best one. Make it, if there's a way in which you can develop your career from a junior accountant to a manager, you've got a plan. Nobody's going to just appoint you. You're going to have to do your qualifications. You're going to do part 1. You're going to do part 2, part 3. So plan for in 3 years, I want to move from my current qualifications to my professional. Now, by investing in yourself, you get to the level where you can actually increase your value, and you earn more, and you're able to give back more, and you're able to provide the service in the context that you're at, because that's where you feel it. Now, this is very important because, hey, you're going to spend the rest of your life in employment, technically, yeah? Apart from going home, employment is going to take half of your life. So it might as well be developing, okay? That's going to be absolutely critical. Now, you also need to think about your family and your what you consider satisfaction in life. Okay, what are the things that satisfy you? You're not going to work 24 hours. Plan for your holidays, spend time with your children. If you're in a family situation, there are things that you enjoy. Maybe you have a hobby. Employment is not going to take your whole life, but it is going to take a significant part of your life. But you've got to have recreation structures and something. So you live a balanced life rather than thinking that employment is everything. No. Life is a full package. It comes with family, it comes with friends, it comes with society, it comes with recreation, it comes with holidays. And build those in so that your life is not just all about employment. Okay, that's number 5, I think. Now, number 6, create a budget that reflects all those things. Yeah.
Create a budget that reflects your wealth creation goals, your work goals, all those things.
Your education, your training, how much you want to save, how much you know, the business that you intend to run, it should be factored in there. So it's not just a question of food, rent, and transport.
And entertainment.
No, that is not a budget, because it tells me you're going nowhere.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. That
educators. Yeah.
Yes, that budget is important. It should have your, this is so much for school fees. My school fees, I'm paying for my qualifications. I've 10%. I'm going to pay for. I'm saving this money. Another 10% I'm investing in this particular project. Another 10% I've created a fund that I'm helping orphaned children, or I'm making a contribution to some social cause, which is part of me. So they can earn, you know, when I get the income, they get that 10%. Okay, so while I'm paying my rent is going to be 20%, but at that 20%, I've also built in the next 10% is going for savings, which I'm paying a mortgage, you know. So if I look at your budget, it should actually tell me how your career is going to pan out. Okay, so not a house budget. Please, let's get out of this. You know, like we said, most budgets you find food, rent, and transport.
Transport and entertainment.
And entertainment. You keep adding that one.
That one has it's a must. It's a must. Yeah.
It's a must. And here I'd want to just reiterate what I've said. Another program said that always realize that you fund your own employment. And that means let me give the context again. It's always good to get this clear. On the first day you're employed, your employer doesn't pay you anything. You have to find the money from your pocket to figure out how to get to work, how to eat lunch, and so on. At the end of the month, your employer pays you your first salary. Whose money did you spend in that first month? Your own, or that which you borrowed from your mother, your brother, your friends, and so on. Okay, so you funded your first month in employment. So the first day you report to work, you are being, you're not paid anything. You're not given any money. You borrowed money from your friends, you borrowed money from your family, and they gave you the money and said, okay, you go to work, right? So at the 30th of the month, you're paid a salary. And that salary, so you're paid a salary. Now think about it. Who funded your first month? Okay, it was you. You're with you, right? So your employer has paid you after you have worked, not before. Now that should tell you something. So if you spend all your income, you will not have money to run the next month. You'll have to borrow again. So you have to be very wise to deduct from your first salary the money that you actually spent during your first month, and in order to be able to appreciate how much money it takes to get that job done. So for example, let me say you earn 20,000 shillings.
Yeah.
To get you to work for that first month cost you 10,000 shillings. You paid your bus fare, you paid your transport, you had your meals, maybe you bought yourself a tie or something that you'd be able to. So it cost you about 10,000 to get to the end of the month. At the end of the month, you're paid 20,000 shillings, which means your income for that month is only 10,000 shillings, not 20. Okay. So going into the next month, you need to have 10,000 in order to earn 20,000. Okay, so your budget line has to be made very carefully. That's why I'm saying the budget has to be very well thought through. Otherwise, you will be perpetually broke at the end of the month. And that's the reason why people always are, I'm broke, I don't know where my money goes. But you have funded your own employment. Your employer is happy because you've produced value, you've produced more value, they are earning from it, but you don't understand how much value you have created. Okay, so your budget, create a budget that allows you to create wealth, create savings, create investment, create personal development opportunities to buy some land, pay your mortgage, that will reflect the bigger goals that you have in life. And finally, seventh is please have the discipline to follow through with all of these things, with your budget. Now, many people who write the budget, but they never follow through with it. You ask them, do you do a budget? Yeah, in fact, here it is. But do you follow it? Now you see, this money is too little. So, it's too little. So when I get enough money, I'll do the budget. No. And it goes even worse. Some of them, do you have a budget? Yeah. How much is it? It's in my head. Don't worry. I have it. Sit down, plan it, put it on paper, and have the follow through and the discipline to work.